Hey there, this is Nathan Pokowski with GPS Dairy Consulting here in Michigan, and I'm here today to talk about team building. And I had three things that I wanted to discuss as it relates to team building, and I realized there's a lot more than three things when discussing team building, but the three things that I found important were communication, addressing problems immediately, and putting the right person in the right place. And so let's start with communication. And what I mean about communication is making it comfortable for employees to communicate. And what are some of the things that you're doing on your dairy that you find are ways that make it comfortable for your employees to communicate? Some of the things that I've seen are dairies putting together sports teams like a soccer team, where their employees will practice throughout the week, and then they'll have games on the weekend. Other things might be having team meetings, and I realize we probably have quite a bit of team meetings, but making some of those team meetings a place where we can talk about things other than just dairy. So maybe we incorporate a meal in with these team meetings, and we're just discussing life and what's going on, and just trying to build a relationship with the employees so that they can feel comfortable to and talk to their peers and also their managers. And secondly is addressing problems when they come up. So it's always easy to hear about a problem and think about it and go, oh well, that's not really that big of a deal. But for you and your employees, some of them maybe it's not a big deal, but for that one person it may be a big deal. So we need to understand what those problems are, and is the problem that we're talking about actually the problem, or is there something underneath it that's causing multiple problems? And so trying to identify that problem, realize what that problem is, and then understand if there's another problem that's leading to those problems that involves an employee or a group of employees. And we need to make sure that we're spending the time to hear everybody out, make sure that they have an opportunity to speak about what they're dealing with, and then also maybe even give some solutions on ways that they think that the problem can be resolved. And so third is putting the right person in the right place. And I coach in the spring, or I guess I help coach in the spring for my son's lacrosse team. And it seems like everybody on the team, all the kids want to play midfield, and they don't really realize what midfield requires, and it requires a lot of running. And I think some of the kids really like to run, but some think they want to run, but they're not so sure about it after they get out there. And so they get a little upset maybe sometimes when they can't play midfield, and you put them at defense, or you put them at an attack position, which is an offense position. And so making sure that they understand why we're switching them around, and why their skills fit other positions better, and make them better and make the team better is very important. And it's the same thing on a dairy. We might have somebody performing a job as maybe as a feeder, or maybe it's a milker that they're they're not doing as good as they could do, because well, maybe they're just not enjoying that part of the job. That doesn't necessarily mean they're not a good worker, or they're not good. It's understanding where their skill sets are, and then putting them in the right place to perform well and better, and then support the team better at that point. So those are the 3 points that I had for you today: communicating, making it comfortable for employees to communicate, addressing problems as soon as they come up, and making sure that everybody is able to speak and voice ways that they think can solve those problems. And then putting the right person in the right place. So that's all I have for you today. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great week and a happy harvest. Thanks.